What's up, guys? Good afternoon. Nothing like a cup of espresso in the afternoon. Make sure you grab yours. Don't forget to drop a like. I would always appreciate that. Thank you for following this channel since November of 2022 when I made my first YouTube video. I'm forever grateful for, honestly, YouTube and everyone that has followed this channel. Today we're going to be talking about Mullen stock and really what needs to happen this week to get the stock back up and moving, because right now we're trading at 46 cents. This is after two reverse stock splits. If you're new to the channel, Mullen did a reverse stock split of 25 for 1 back in May. They did a 9 for 1 back in, it's my dot in the background, July or August, I think. And after two reverse stock splits, we're trading at 46 cents. It's very unfortunate, but that is just the reality of where we're at. So the question is, where do we go from here? Because that's all that really matters. And I think this is a week that they need to be dropping some big news if they are going to push forward and if they are going to be the company that they have said they're going to be for the last 12 months since I've been studying them. Question is, what news do they need to drop? So we'll be talking a little bit about that today and really my mindset on it. Recently, Mullen has had their grand launch event on August 24th where Brad from Randy Marion actually flew out there and he was at the event. I was talking to him pretty much the entire time. He sent me pictures, he gave me some updates, and you have obviously seen those updates if you've been watching these videos, but I do have good vibes about Randy Marion. I'll just tell you that right now. I do think Randy Marion is a very real company. I think most of you would agree. I think they see Mullen as a great opportunity for Class 1 and Class 3 vans to really dominate the EV industry. Brad has also stated that the Class 1 van has an edge compared to everybody else. All these other car companies are not focused on the Class 1 van when it comes to electric, right? Ford has a van, but it's a gas vehicle. It's not electric at all. So again, why I've always been bullish on Mullen is the Class 1 van. I'm really looking forward to them delivering. We're also expecting deliveries from what I've heard from people and great sources, in my opinion, that deliveries of the Class 1 van should be mid-September, maybe towards the end of September. And that's also what I think Mullen has an edge in, is the Class 1 vans, and then obviously Bollinger Motors. I mean, that's a beautiful vehicle right there. So what are some announcements that Mullen can make this week to really make this stock move up? And it's hard to say this because I made a video yesterday showing you the weekly charts, and over the last couple months, Mullen has dropped bullish, great news. They've been dropping great news over the last 12 months, in my opinion, but it's hard to say that Mullen's gonna move up from here just because what has happened before. Now, that's not me saying Mullen's never gonna move up and we're trading at 46 cents for the rest of eternity, okay? Or we're going down and getting delisted, going to OTC, because I don't think that's necessarily what's going to happen. I know there's a lot of people saying we're going to OTC. That is not a belief of mine. I do believe they'll get an extension. I think that's the first piece of news that we need to look for this week. Any news Mullen puts out about it, a NASDAQ extension, would be positive, in my opinion. That's the first thing you want to look for. Any news about Shoshone Group, Menzies, Unify, British Airways, all these pilot runs Mullen has been working on for months now, okay? And I made a video about Unify with someone that was sharing some pictures with me from the San Diego airport. I'll see if I can get some more updates about that. But if they announce anything in regards to those pilot runs, I think that could be a positive thing for Mullen stock as well. Now, Mullen looks good. They got a bunch of cash on hand. They have very little debt. So that, again, if you're looking at Mullen from a perspective today of a company, their financials aren't the best. They're not gonna be the best like all these other successful companies out there. We have to remember that they're just getting started in a way, because they just collected revenue for the first time, which is a huge deal. They just started production for the Class 3 and the Class 1 vans, which is a huge deal. They're lowering their debt, which is a huge deal. They have cash on hand, which is a huge deal. And I like companies like this. Like, I've been bullish on Palantir. They have a lot of cash. I mean, they have way more cash than Mullen. I'm not comparing Palantir to Mullen. I like DNA. They have over $1 billion in cash on hand. Again, not comparing DNA to Mullen, but just saying when a company has cash on hand, it's a positive sign moving forward. And very little debt. Now, Mullen has all its problems that I've been talking about in these videos, the crazy dilution this last year, the shorting, and now the illegal shorting, which is my number 3 that I would be looking for this week. Is any news on illegal shorting, I think could be a positive for Mullen, in my opinion, because that needs to be the focus right now from my perspective of things. Things obviously went down with Charles Schwab with TD Ameritrade, with that other company and other companies that have been shorting Mullen, illegally shorting Mullen. I don't think they would have opened a case if they didn't have something. But I am curious, from your standpoint, what do you think is the piece of news that Mullen needs to put out for this stock to actually move up in the right direction and stay moving up with no more bottoms, no more all-time lows, none of that stuff? What is the news that you think Mullen needs to put out? Because another thing I would say is any government news, any military news, anything like that. We know Mullen has a lot of pieces to this whole puzzle. I've covered it every single day for almost the last year, okay? They have a lot of opportunities, in my opinion, but I'm curious what you think the next piece of news needs to be for this stock to actually move up, because that's what we all want it to do, right? So again, appreciate you for staying. Hopefully you're having a great Sunday with family, friends, whoever it might be. Don't forget to stay grateful always, and I hope you have a great day.